people waiting for the other shoe to drop from Toronto's crack-smoking mayor, Rob Ford, well, they didn't have to wait very long. After admitting to smoking crack, quote, in one of my drunken stupors, end quote, a video surfaced today showing, at the very least, one such alcohol-fueled episode. We'll show you the video in just a moment. The Toronto Star bought the video. Neither they nor we know the precise context of it. Mayor Ford himself does not say, telling reporters only that he is embarrassed now and was, quote, extremely inebriated when the video was made. Again, this is not the crack smoking video. This is another video entirely. For many who have watched the video, the mayor seems more than extremely inebriated. Way more. Here it is.
I'm going to kill the guy. I'm telling you, search your remark. Give me the phone. I'll make it. No holds barred, brother. He dies right tight, brother. I'm talking to brother, you've never seen me go, brother. You think so, brother? But when he's down there, I'll rip his throat out. I'll poke his eyes out. When he's dead, I'll make sure that motherfucker's dead. I need 10 minutes to make sure he's dead. It'll be over 5 minutes, brother. But another 10 minutes out, after you win, brother, it'll be a bad. I am a sick motherfucker, dude. But no one's gonna around me. My brothers are. Don't tell me we're liars. These birds, like little birds like this, daddy. My Randy Boss is a purse. Like 80 little birds, bro. I just need to go by myself. With my underwear. I want to go with this guy. I need 15 minutes. That's all. No interference, brother. If I win, I will donate.
These guys are pros, buddy.
Yeah? No problem, bro. No problem. I need 15 minutes. I need 15 minutes.
Too much time.
No. I need 5 minutes. No. I'm going to do it for 5. No. I'm doing 5. I'm going to prepare for it. I'll call it. Not amazing. In that ring.
That is the mayor of Toronto, Mayor Ford. A short time ago, his sister and mother went on Toronto's CP24, speaking to reporter Stephen Liddar.
Robbie is not a drug addict. I know because I'm a former addict, or an addict, if you would want to say. Mm-hmm. And as an alcoholic, if you want to consider binge drinking once every 3 months and you get totally plastered, which he just makes himself a fool out of himself, and I've even asked him to leave my home at one time I saw him. Mm-hmm. Fine.
It's not acceptable behavior. He is the mayor of the city, but he knows that better than anyone.
You say he's not going to resign.
No.
And he's going to tough it out.
Yeah, he did what he did. He made a mistake. He's admitted to the mistake. Not a nice one, but he's done it. But he's been to work every single day. He has not. I mean, people want to say that, oh my goodness, he's ignoring council, or he's ignoring his job at City Hall. He isn't.
Diane and Kathy Ford talking to CP24 Stephen Liddar. The Toronto Star's Robin Doolittle has been writing and tweeting about this. She first broke the crack story. She joins us now. So Robin, good evening again. So tell us what you know about this video. I understand it was shot at a supporter of Mayor Ford's house, right?
Yeah, I mean, the video is a little over a minute long. It seems to have been shot in the summer because there's reference to a by-election, and there was a by-election happening in the city at that time. And as you all saw, it's the mayor. He seems really out of it, hyped up. He's pacing back and forth, swearing, saying he's going to rip someone's throat out. He says he's a sick mother effer. It had a lot of councillors saying that they were frightened.
Your paper actually offered to show the video to Mayor Ford and his inner circle before you released it in order to allow them to provide an explanation. They didn't take you up on your offer. Do you know why?
That's very consistent with the Ford administration. The Star has been reporting on this mayor and his erratic behavior for well over a year, and we've broken lots of stories about his drinking, his absenteeism from City Hall. He's had frequent domestic incidents at his home, and we always give them a chance to comment before we publish, and they have never taken us up on that.
And really until just, I guess it was yesterday or so, the mayor never really even admitted to having drunken stupors, right?
No, I mean, we're talking about the alcohol now and saying, oh, well, he was drunk, that's his excuse. But up until, 7 days ago, he had always positioned himself as sort of this clean-cut guy. And our stories earlier this year about his staff wanting to get him into rehab were quite a bombshell at the time, and it's interesting now that his excuse is about, well, look how drunk I was. I can't account for my actions.
We just heard from a little bit from Mayor Ford's mother and sister. For our viewers who don't really know this, maybe for viewers in the United States, can you give a little background on his family? I understand there's some pretty colorful characters.
Yeah, that was a completely stunning moment. We were all in the press gallery, and suddenly CP24 came on, and you saw Diane and Kathy Ford sitting there. Just for, if you're not following it, Kathy Ford has never really been seen publicly before. She has a very sad history. Her estranged husband shot her current boyfriend at the time back in 1998 and murdered him in front of their children. In 2005, her boyfriend, who was a heroin addict, shot her in the head, as she said in the video that she herself has struggled with drugs. She's not an elected official, so the media tends to sort of stay away from that side of things, but it was, everyone's jaw just dropped when we saw that on camera.
Yeah, and you've obviously written a lot about this mayor. You've got, I mean, he's admitted to smoking crack, alcohol-fueled rant caught on tape. This is already on top of allegations of sexual harassment, repeated drunken episodes, statements that were questionable at best. What, if anything, will actually it take for him to leave office? I mean, there's no mechanism really in place, correct?
Right. Well, there's renewed calls at council to ask the province to have him removed. The Premier of Ontario is very unlikely to do that for political considerations, although City Council might formally pass a motion asking her to do this, which would sort of give her some political cover to do it. It's still quite unlikely. At this point, everything is just changing so fast, and there could be more videos out there. There are certainly more revelations coming. The police have a different video. It will come out at some point during a court case. There's hundreds of pages of search warrant documents related to a police investigation into the mayor's activities. It's hard to know how this is going to end.
Yeah, it certainly seems day to day. Robin Doolittle, appreciate your reporting. Thank you for being with us. I also want to turn next to Dr. Drew Pinsky, addiction medicine specialist and host of HLN's Dr. Drew on Call. So you see that video, Dr. Drew. There's obviously the video of him smoking crack, which has not been seen public, except that reporter had seen it. Is it hard to believe that these are just isolated incidents?
No, Anderson, please. First of all, I'm so fearful. Robin, in that last interview, just said she doesn't know how things are going to end. I am so fearful that it's going to end with this man's demise. He has a very serious condition. Let's stop worrying about the crack. This guy is an advanced alcoholic. We now know he has a family history of addiction. You just saw the evidence of that. We know he is a binge alcoholic to the point of complete stupor. And he's having profound consequences from his alcohol use, and he's in massive denial. That is all criteria for alcoholism. He is heading down a road that is serious, and you can't imagine how frustrating it is as a physician to see people like his sister, who's in full recovery, making a distinction between alcoholism and addiction. They're the same disorder. They're both deadly, same part of the brain involved, slightly different natural history, but the cultural myopia, the sort of the nearsightedness up in Canada to look upon this man's behavior as not a very serious and life-threatening medical problem is driving me to distraction, I have to tell you.
And we heard from his relatives saying, well, look, he never missed a day at work. But the fact, and you said something very important. You said something very important. One of the criteria for alcoholism is what? I forgot the wording you said. Well, a significant impact on your life.
Yes, consequences. And he's having consequences everywhere. We're looking at the health consequences. We're looking at the work consequences. He's having relationship consequences. He's having legal consequences. And he's starting to use other substances that alcoholics often do. His primary drug is still alcohol. But let's not forget, alcoholism is deadly, and by many different means, by the way. You're not dying necessarily of alcoholic liver disease. So this man is in danger. I don't think he should step down. I think this man needs urgent medical attention. Deal with his job issues later, as you would anyone else with a serious life-threatening medical problem.
So when he says, you know, multiple drunken stupors are just one of my drunken stupors, but I'm good to go, this isn't impacting my job, I can still do the work that needs to be done, you say that's just not correct. That's just not true.
It is not correct. It is denial. And the fact that the culture surrounding him will accept that as, oh, well, you're just the guy that likes to drink to stupor. Okay. The fact is, with men particularly, the very last thing to go before the most advanced stages of addiction develop is the job. That's physicians that get addiction, the place that they stop to the sphere of their life that is affected the last is their work. Even though everyone around them knows there's a problem, they continue to function at work until things are really advanced. Then they fail at the job. And here is what's happening. He's failing at the job. So before he gets his job taken away from him, give him a chance to go get help, then see what we got on our hands here. You may have a great politician. You may have somebody who could really flourish and do a great job. He deserves that opportunity, but if he doesn't change directions, he's going to get taken out, and I'm afraid this man's going to die.
Well, also, I was reading when news that the crack smoking video broke, the mayor denied it, and one of the excuses Mayor Ford made was that he had a twin brother who has all kinds of addictions, and it must have been him on the video. Again, that's more family history there.
Right. If he has a monozygotic twin, if he has a twin that's genetically the same as him, not a fraternal twin, then the twin has advanced addiction. The probability of this man developing advanced addiction or alcoholism is overwhelmingly likely. So if that twin story is in fact true, then again, more evidence of how serious this thing is, this medical problem, and this is becoming a circus. Please, somebody help this man.
Dr. Grupinski, appreciate you being with us. Thanks very much.